We are now moving ahead towards our another heritage site, which is Baho Stupa. And I'm again joined by Dr. Fawad Khan. When was Baho Stupa discovered?
The Baho Stupa, it was reported for the first time in 1900 during the British era. But the excavation that was conducted last year in 2021 by the Directorate of Archaeology and Museums, and fortunately, I was the person who excavated this site.
Okay, so you were the one who has excavated this site, but you said that the information about such site was in 1920. But why it has taken so long to unearth something so incredible?
No, actually it was the site, but later on when we started excavation, so this whole area it was covered. Like 100 years is enough time, and it was an agricultural field here. All this area it was covered, and then we were reported about some structures here, and so then we started our excavations here.
So how long did it take you to uncover and unearth as much as we are seeing it till today?
We have worked here about 8 months, and in that we have opened this whole area, this main stupa, this votive stupas in the back side. Still a large number of this site of this area that is uncovered, but the problem is that you can see on the northern side we have some modern constructions and modern village is established here. So that is probably one of the problems to excavate for.
There is some streams I have heard about within the vicinity or somewhere else located.
Even if we're talking about the nomenclature of this site, Bahu, so our assumption is that probably it is the Bahi. Bahi in Sanskrit means a water reservoir or water springs, plenty of water where is available. So probably this was originally Bahi, but later on the corrupt form is the Bahu. The water springs are all over here. During our course of excavations, we have explored 7 number of water springs.
The road leading towards Baho Stupa is incredibly beautiful. But I am having a concern that this site is located too far. So what is the significance of this site for tourists? I mean, what is so attractive about this site that tourists from all across Pakistan and from the globe in the future should come here?
Well, the very first thing is that, as I said, that it was excavated and it was explored even last year. So probably most of the people, they still don't have any information about this site. But we are trying our best through the social media platforms and other platforms to propagate it further. And similarly, then you can see about the beauty, about the nature, about the location of this site. It is approachable, easily approachable. So we are trying to welcome the tourists and attract the tourists to this site.
On this site, we can see there are a number of statues. And on the other hand, we see a definite pattern. Maybe it's a pillar. Could you please better explain what that is?
Well, this sculpture, this is a statue of Buddha in Dhyana Mudra. These are for the decoration purposes, for the worshipping purposes. Similarly, these pilasters, they are the Corinthian pilasters. The pattern, the idea that was adopted from the Greek culture, the Hellenistic culture. And this is what we are calling the Hellenistic influences on the Gandhara art. So it is just a pilaster for decoration purpose.
Okay, we see another statue here. What does it signify?
Well, it is a very interesting and very important scene. This one you can see here, the relics of Buddha. They are hanging in this tripod. This is actually a fire altar, this tripod. And the relics of the Buddha are shown here. This one is a mourning figure. In the text, in the other complete examples of panels and sculptures, this person, he is called the Subhadra. He is the last converted to Buddhism. And he was with the Buddha till his death. And so this is the representation of him. He is in a mourning position, and here are the relics burnings.
What is this?
This again is a votive stupa, as we have discussed in the Aziz Devi, what is a votive stupa. Here, this one we have the main stupa, this is another votive stupa. Here we can imagine that the original structure was this one, this wall running. But these two sites, they are the later period additions to the site. And here we have the examples of the Insitu stucco sculptures and a part added to it. So this probably is the later period addition to this main structure. Now these are just Insitu single statues of Buddha. They were executed in the stucco.
So there is some
And this
pose. What is that pose?
That is
signifying?
the meditation pose, the Dhyana Mudra meditation pose. Like we have different poses of the Buddha, Abhaya Mudra, Dhyana Mudra, Dharma Chakra Mudra. This one is the meditation pose. Now here at the back side of this main stupa, you can see this pavement of slabs. This is the original floor level of this complex. Like this one, this is 2000 years old floor level. Another characteristic is that here we have a number of votive stupas again. Though they are smaller in size, this one you can see that again this is probably a later period addition. Like here you can see the cut, and it was two votive stupas and they were connected in the later period. This is one another characteristic of this site. We have, despite the square, we have a round one votive stupa.
I figured out and observed there are various shapes of stupas. Some you'll find in circle, some you would find in square. Is there any concept behind that?
Actually, the original stupas which were created, which were built in the India in the early history, they were all round. But the characteristics of the Gandhara is that they are square in shape. But here this is a small stupa, it is a votive stupa, it is round one. Similarly, if you can see in the Jamalgari side, that is a round stupa. That is believed to be the Ashokan period. So during the Ashok period, we have the round stupas, and when the Kushans came here, so they changed the fashion to the square one.